5 signs elderly travelers over 60 are missing. Don't make these mistakes. Have you ever felt unsure about traveling now that you're over 60, wondering if you're overlooking important details that could affect your health or finances? You're certainly not alone. Many older adults dream of visiting new places or revisiting favorite destinations, only to feel hesitant once they consider the physical, financial, and emotional aspects of going on a trip. Today we'll reveal 5 signs that elderly travelers over 60 are missing, signs that can lead to mistakes you'd rather avoid. Don't worry, we'll also discuss how to handle these issues in a way that keeps your journeys both safe and fulfilling. Throughout this discussion, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Have you encountered any of these challenges already? Have you developed a tip or routine that helps you travel more comfortably? If you ever think, yes, that's me, or I can relate, please comment too below. It's a simple way to see how many of us share the same experiences. Also, if you find these insights helpful, consider subscribing or liking this video. Your support helps us continue creating content tailored to seniors seeking fresh adventure. By the end of this talk, you'll have a clearer sense of the top 5 travel pitfalls older adults often miss. More importantly, you'll learn how to prepare so that each trip becomes a source of joy rather than stress. Let's dive in. Underestimating the impact of health changes. This first sign is all too common among elderly travelers over 60. You might think, I'm only a few years older than before, how different can traveling be? But subtle health shifts like reduced stamina, higher sensitivity to temperature changes, or more pronounced joint pain can significantly affect how you move through airports, handle tours, or even enjoy that family reunion. The problem isn't aging itself, it's ignoring how small changes can turn into big headaches while you're away from home. Picture Linda, a 64-year-old retiree with a long-standing love for ocean cruises. She used to go on these trips in her 50s without a second thought. She'd dance at the ship's lounge until midnight and wake up early to explore each port. But on her last cruise, Linda noticed she felt more fatigued than usual. Her ankles swelled slightly after long periods of standing, and she found it harder to walk around the ship's deck when the weather was hot. At first, she wrote it off as just a busy week. Then, a slight chest pressure emerged while climbing the ship's stairs. Concerned, she saw the ship's doctor, who advised her to rest and monitor her blood pressure regularly. Had Linda paid attention to her body's cues earlier, maybe by planning lighter daily activities or checking in with her physician before setting sail, she might have bypassed the scare altogether. You don't have to give up traveling if you notice changes in your stamina or comfort levels. Instead, acknowledge and adapt. Here's how you can stay safe. Schedule a thorough medical checkup before booking flights or cruises. Discuss your travel itinerary with your doctor and carry any necessary prescriptions or mobility aids. Don't be shy about using a cane if it helps you navigate stairs more easily, or asking airlines for pre-boarding options that accommodate reduced mobility. Another helpful tip is to pace yourself. If you know you'll be touring a busy city, plan for midday breaks or alternate days of heavy sightseeing with lighter ones. Avoiding mistakes also means educating yourself about the local climate. High altitudes, extreme heat, or significant humidity can stress an older body far more than it did a decade ago. Make sure to pack clothing suitable for temperature changes, stay hydrated, and research nearby medical facilities in case you need them. A bit of caution goes a long way toward ensuring you enjoy your destination fully. Moving on to our next point, let's talk about something that can catch seniors off guard if they're not prepared. Financial pitfalls and scams specifically aimed at older travelers. Overlooking financial traps and unexpected expenses. Finances might not be the most exciting aspect of travel, but they're among the most critical. As an older adult, you may operate on a fixed income or depend partly on savings to fund your journeys. This can make you a prime target for scams and hidden fees if you're not vigilant. Even legitimate travel deals sometimes include fine print that leads to surprising add-on costs. Elderly travelers over 60 might be less familiar with modern digital booking platforms, which can pose challenges in verifying trustworthy sites. Consider George, a 67-year-old who dreamed of visiting Europe. He found an all-inclusive deal online that claimed to cover airfare, lodging, and tours for a fraction of the usual cost. Delighted, he paid in full. Once George arrived in Paris, he discovered that his airport shuttle wasn't covered. He had to foot a hefty taxi bill. Then, the hotel turned out to be in an inconvenient location, forcing him to spend more on daily transport. By trip's end, George had spent double his original budget. Moreover, hidden fees kept popping up, things like city taxes or mandatory resort fees. Although it wasn't an outright scam, the misleading marketing led George to unexpected and stressful costs he hadn't budgeted for. Here's how you can stay safe. Always read the fine print carefully. If a deal sounds too good to be true, double-check reviews from other travelers, consult reputable travel websites, or ask friends and family if they've used the agency you're considering. It's also wise to use a credit card instead of a debit card for major payments, given that credit cards often offer better fraud protection. Keep copies of all your booking confirmations and note any disclaimers or terms regarding cancellations, refunds, or additional charges. If you're uncomfortable navigating online booking portals, don't hesitate to consult a trusted travel agent. Sometimes paying a small fee up front for professional help saves you substantial stress and money in the end. Another crucial financial point many seniors forget is travel insurance. While some might feel it's an unnecessary expense, it can be invaluable if you face medical emergencies or trip cancellations. Compare different insurance providers. Look for those that specifically cater to older adults, covering pre-existing conditions when possible. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind, especially if you're venturing far from home. Now, let's move on to the third sign, which involves something less tangible than finances, but just as important for a fulfilling journey: emotional readiness and avoiding burnout. Underestimating emotional stress and exhaustion. Traveling can be invigorating, but it also brings its share of emotional ups and downs. There's the excitement of seeing new places, tempered by the logistics of packing, airport security lines, and adjusting to different time zones. For older adults, stress can accumulate more quickly, potentially leading to feelings of overwhelm or even anxiety. Neglecting to plan for downtime or breaks can turn what should be a pleasant getaway into a draining ordeal. Take Margaret, for example. At 62, she decided to take a month-long trip around the country by train. She pictured a serene journey, watching landscapes glide by, reading her favorite novels, and occasionally stepping off for a quick sightseeing adventure. However, juggling multiple schedules, accommodations, and local transport proved more complicated than she anticipated. Each time she arrived at a new station, she had to navigate unfamiliar streets to find her lodging. By week 2, she felt mentally exhausted from all the planning and transitions. She found herself longing for the comfort of her own bed and wondering if she'd bitten off more than she could chew. While there's no shame in traveling extensively after 60, it's crucial to be honest with yourself about how you handle stress. Here's how you can stay safe. Break your trip into smaller segments if possible, allowing you to rest and recharge between journeys. This could mean staying 3 or 4 nights in one city, rather than jumping from place to place every day. Build free days into your itinerary, days with no strict plans, so you can either relax in a cafe, stroll leisurely through a park, or even stay in if you feel tired. Additionally, consider traveling with a companion who shares your pace, or, if you're traveling alone, keep in touch with friends or family back home. A quick phone call or video chat can do wonders for emotional support, especially if you encounter challenges. Prepare mentally by recognizing that not everything will go perfectly. Flights get delayed, hotels might not look like the photos online, and your favorite museum might be closed unexpectedly. Adopting a flexible mindset helps transform potential frustrations into manageable hiccups. Moving on to our fourth sign, let's address something that can often slip under the radar but makes a huge difference in how comfortable and safe your trip will be: realistic packing and mobility considerations. Packing mistakes and mobility oversights. It might seem obvious that older travelers should pack sensibly, yet many miss the mark by either bringing too much or forgetting key items that ensure comfort. Overpacking heavy suitcases is not just a logistical nightmare. It can also lead to unnecessary strain on your back, knees, or shoulders. Likewise, failing to consider mobility aids or not bringing the right footwear can result in discomfort, fatigue, and even injuries during your trip. Consider the story of Helena, who at 65 decided to visit her granddaughter in a quaint European town known for its cobblestone streets. Helena packed 2 enormous suitcases thinking she'd need a wide variety of outfits. She also ignored her friend's advice to bring sturdy walking shoes, opting instead for fashionable but slippery flats. Upon arrival, Helena discovered that rolling her suitcases over uneven pavements was exhausting and painful. The cobblestones wreaked havoc on her ankles, and she tripped more than once. By the 3rd day, she was so sore that she spent much of the trip resting in her granddaughter's apartment instead of exploring the local sites. Here's how you can stay safe. First, be realistic about how much you'll actually use. Focus on versatile clothing that you can mix and match. If laundry facilities are available at your destination, that might help you pack even lighter. Second, invest in a suitcase with smooth, easy roll wheels and a lightweight design. Packing cubes or organizers can also help you compartmentalize belongings and quickly find what you need without rummaging through everything. Third, never underestimate the power of comfortable, supportive shoes. Especially if your itinerary involves a fair amount of walking, prioritize footwear that supports your arches and grips well on various surfaces. If you have concerns about back or joint pain, consider a small folding cane or walking stick, something you can pull out when navigating tricky terrain. Many seniors find that a simple mobility aid used occasionally drastically reduces the risk of falls or strained muscles. Airlines and hotels often offer mobility assistance if requested in advance, so don't hesitate to inquire. Now, let's move on to our 5th and final sign, something that might feel less tangible but can have a profound impact on your travel experience: the importance of mental preparedness and open communication. Missing the big picture, lack of communication and emergency planning. Many older travelers meticulously plan flights, accommodations, and tour schedules, but forget to discuss their journey in detail with loved ones, or even consult with a healthcare provider if they're uncertain about specific risks. Failing to communicate travel details, like where you'll be staying, your contact numbers, or any medical conditions that might need attention, can leave you vulnerable in emergencies. This sign often goes unnoticed until something unexpected happens abroad or out of state, when quick, informed help is essential. Meet Frank and Susan, a lively couple in their early 70s who decided to tour Central America. They spent weeks researching the best beaches and local cuisines, but neglected to buy travel insurance that included medical evacuation. They also didn't inform their adult children of their exact itinerary. Partway through their trip, Frank came down with severe food poisoning that required an overnight hospital stay. Panicked, Susan struggled to navigate the local healthcare system alone. Meanwhile, their children couldn't reach them initially and didn't know which hospital Frank had gone to. It took several nerve-wracking hours and expensive calls to piece together the information necessary to ensure Frank received the care he needed. Here's how you can stay safe. Before leaving, provide a trusted family member or friend with a copy of your itinerary, hotel reservations, and emergency contacts. Also, check if you need any specific vaccinations for your destination. Consult your doctor if you have doubts about whether your medications are allowed in certain countries. Additionally, confirm that your cell phone plan will work, or buy a local SIM card if necessary, so you can stay in touch. Finally, ensure you have travel insurance that covers medical emergencies and possibly includes medical evacuation coverage. The peace of mind you gain from these preparations is worth the effort. Recap and next steps. We've covered 5 signs elderly travelers over 60 are missing, which can lead to major mistakes. Underestimating health changes. Overlooking financial traps and unexpected expenses. Underestimating emotional stress and exhaustion. Packing mistakes and mobility oversights. Lack of communication and emergency planning. If any of these hit close to home, remember, the solution isn't to avoid travel altogether. Instead, it's to acknowledge these potential pitfalls and plan accordingly. You have the power to create travel experiences that are both enriching and safe by taking practical steps and maintaining realistic expectations. Here's how you can stay safe overall. Consult your doctor before big trips, especially if you're venturing abroad or have known health conditions. Consider travel insurance that covers medical emergencies. Read the policy carefully to ensure it suits your needs. Plan daily activities with ample downtime, allowing yourself to recover from jet lag or unexpected exertion. Keep a clear line of communication with at least one person back home. Let them know your daily plans so they can act quickly if you need help. Look for senior-friendly tours or accessible destinations that accommodate different mobility levels, dietary needs, or cultural sensitivities. If you found these tips helpful, like this video or share it with friends who might benefit. And if you ever think, yes, I can relate, then comment too so we can all see how common these experiences are. By sharing our challenges and solutions, we build a community of older travelers who support and learn from each other. Remember, traveling over 60 can be an amazing chapter in your life story. You bring a depth of experience and a unique perspective to every new place you visit. The key is to balance that spirit of adventure with sensible planning. Whether you're going on a weekend getaway to see family or embarking on a round-the-world cruise, these tips can make your journey more comfortable and less stressful. A special note about health and safety. Though this video offers general advice, always remember that everyone's health situation is unique. If you have specific concerns like heart problems, diabetes, or arthritis, please consult your medical professional for personalized guidance. Research shows that older adults who stay physically active and socially engaged tend to have more rewarding travel experiences. That might mean walking a little each day before a big trip to build stamina, or practicing gentle stretching to ease those joints. The more proactive you are, the smoother your adventures will be. Financially, watch out for signs of fraudulent travel deals that specifically target seniors. Scammers know that older adults often have some savings or a retirement fund, and they tailor their pitches accordingly. Simple steps like verifying a travel agency's license or reading third-party reviews can spare you grief and a lighter wallet. Emotionally, remember that traveling can stir up a mix of excitement and anxiety. It's perfectly normal to feel both. If at any point you sense emotional strain, pause and reconnect with what's important. The pleasure of discovering new places, the joy of seeing loved ones, or the opportunity to learn about different cultures. By keeping that perspective, you can transform small frustrations like delayed flights or minor inconveniences into mere footnotes in your journey. Packing might seem like a mundane task, but it can significantly influence how you feel upon arrival. Lugging around heavy bags or wearing uncomfortable footwear can quickly sap your energy and enthusiasm. Think minimal and functional. One good pair of walking shoes, clothes that can be layered for changing temperatures, and a sturdy carry-on that doesn't strain your back. Remember to pack essentials like medication in your carry-on in case your checked luggage is delayed. Finally, communication is your lifeline, not just for emergencies, but for maximizing enjoyment. If you travel with a spouse, family member, or friend, check in on how each other feels, physically and mentally. If you're solo, keep someone back home updated with messages or quick calls. That way they'll know if you're safe and having fun, or if you need assistance. Embrace travel with confidence and caution. So there you have it. Our detailed look at 5 key signs elderly travelers over 60 are missing, plus all the solutions and preventive measures that can help you avoid common mistakes. From recognizing subtle health changes to being financially prepared, from managing emotional stress to packing smartly and communicating effectively, each step paves the way for a smoother, happier trip. Don't let fear hold you back. Let knowledge empower you. Traveling in your 60s or 70s can be every bit as rewarding as it was in your younger days, perhaps even more so given the wisdom and life experience you bring to the journey. The memories you create now, be it strolling along a quaint European street, visiting grandchildren across the country, or even exploring a new hobby-friendly destination, can add richness to this stage of your life. If you have questions or personal stories about traveling over 60, please share them in the comments. What's one mistake you've made that you'd advise others to avoid? Or what's your favorite tip for staying comfortable on long flights? Let's learn from each other's successes and mishaps. And if you enjoyed this content, feel free to subscribe for more discussions on making the golden years truly shine. Thank you for joining me in this conversation about the 5 signs elderly travelers often miss. I hope you leave with newfound confidence and clarity, perhaps even a sense of excitement about planning your next trip. After all, good planning and a positive mindset can transform any destination into a great adventure. Wishing you safe travels, good health, and countless stories to share. Until next time, stay curious, stay prepared, and keep exploring the world one journey at a time.